First, let me say good morning and welcome. This is a great day, not only because the sun is shining in the middle of winter and it's almost, 60, 70 degrees, so that's in and of itself is good. But also, let me extend apologies on behalf of the county exec who was making every effort to get here because he wanted to be here for this ribbon cutting, but unfortunately got caught at county council. They're exchanging the gavels, and he was having to be there as well. But he did ask that we extend his apologies and that he will be very ably represented by the Deputy CAO, Mr. Himmler. But what we're here for today is to talk about this particular house. This is a lottery house, and this will be our opportunity to show you what we believe is the beginning of a new project on behalf of the Department of Housing and the Redevelopment Authority. When we started with this house, it needed a lot of improvements, and we're proud of, as you will see as you go through, the work that has been done in this particular property. But this was not something that we did by ourselves. We had a lot of help from elected officials, as well as a number of business partners, including Enterprise, the Living Housing, and if there's somebody, Amon Magelli may or may not be here, from Livable Housing, Janice Romanowski from Pando Alliance, Cesar Rosales from Unlimited Kitchens, Joanne Singh, I know I saw Joanne here, who is a property listing agency, and Jan Townsend from the Neighborhood Design Center, who did a lot of work and basically helping us with the design concept, and I think did a wonderful job. Earlier this year, the Department of Housing and Community Development held a lottery at its 2012 housing fair where pre-qualified applicants entered into a lottery drawing to purchase a home for a substantially reduced price. With all of the renovations, the house is now, we believe, will be appraised for $250,000 or more. But this family will be able to get into this house, and they've already qualified for a mortgage for $190,000. This house is an Energy Star green home, which means that it is designed to save the homeowner a lot of money in energy. This house, as I said earlier, represents a standard for us by which all DHCD and Redevelopment Authority homes will be renovated to this particular standard. And in a few minutes, Mr. Howard Ways, the director of the Redevelopment Authority, will tell you about the green renovations that have been completed in the home, and he'll talk about that in a few minutes. The homeowner, Mr. Slocum, and his wife, as I said earlier, will be able to and have been able to qualify for a mortgage of $190,000 after they entered into the lottery and was drawn. The county exec was at the housing fair and was able to pull their name and then launch a new, a new chapter in the Slocum's life. And while the county exec was supposed to be here to make remarks, Mr. Tom Himmler will be here very shortly and will now come up to make remarks on behalf of the county exec. But just before he do, I would like to also recognize a couple of other people. Mr. Marvin Turner, who's a great partner with the Department of Housing and Urban Development. Mr. Turner, I know he was here behind me. Okay, I'm sorry. But also would like to recognize several members of the Redevelopment Authority's Board of Directors, Mr. Monty Cooper, who's the chair, Chris Starnstein back there, the vice chair, and also I would be remiss if I did not recognize the redevelopment staff who put a lot of time, effort, and energy. Ms. Roz Clement, who basically birthed the idea of this house lottery and nursed this house to its completion. So Ross, thank you for your great work. Mark, I know you're out here somewhere. I saw Mark, a guy who was basically supervising the construction and make sure that we got a good product in the end. So with that recognition, I will yield to Mr. Himmler, who will make remarks on behalf of the county executive.
Well, thank you, Eric. Good morning to everybody, and thank you for coming out. As Eric said, the county executive got caught up in Upper Marlboro, so unfortunately he couldn't be here for this great event. But I want to express some remarks on his behalf. Home ownership is a vital component of the American dream, and indeed a host of governments, agencies, and policies have been set up to assist with that dream. Unfortunately, in recent years, this dream has been shattered for many in our community due to the downturn of the recession and a spike in foreclosures. And in particular in Prince George's, it's been a challenge that we've been dealing with for a number of years. We are making considerable progress, and we'll continue to work hard with our federal partners like with HUD and Marvin Turner and all the agencies of county government. Here in Prince George's in particular, we've implemented the Neighborhood Stabilization Program. This is funded by HUD over the last few years, and the purpose of it is to stabilize communities throughout Prince George's County that have suffered from foreclosure and abandonment. Through the purchase and redevelopment of homes, and like this, the goal of the program is being realized. This Lanham home was purchased, as Eric said, and renovated by the Department of Housing and Community Development along with the Redevelopment Authority staff. And as a result, we are utilizing this program throughout the county in a number of hard-hit areas. Again, I want to second Eric's comments to our partners and the staff who worked very hard to bring this day, make this day a reality. Home ownership is important. I've lived in Prince George's County a number of years now. My wife and I have been fortunate to buy a home, and I can understand the excitement of the Slocums as they embark on this journey. It never gets old, regardless if it's the first or second house you bought. It's always something fresh and new, and we know you'll enjoy many good times here in Prince George's County with your new home. A couple things on the NSP program. The funds that are used to house individuals or families whose incomes do not exceed 120% of the area median income. And in fact, at least 25% of the families assisted with NSP funds must have incomes at or below 50% of the area median. For Prince George's County, that means that annual household incomes less than $47,000, we're making home ownership a reality. Again, we are delighted to make the home ownership possible here in Prince George's County today. We are definitely thrilled about the event because this is one we've been looking forward to for several months. And again, I want to welcome the Slocums to Lanham and in Prince George's County. You'll find it a great place to live, and as we continue, through Mr. Baker's leadership, we continue to make this a great county and make improvements in a number of different areas. And again, we welcome you and we wait for the invitation for your first cookout here in the summer. Mr. Baker is looking forward to that and stopping by. So again, thank you, and thank you for sharing the day with us and the Slocums.
Thank you. Just one brief thing before we do the ribbon cutting. I'd like Mr. Ways to come up and just give you a few brief remarks, and then we'll do the ribbon cutting.
So good morning, everyone. My name is Howard Ways. I'm the Executive Director of the Redevelopment Authority. And before I talk a little bit about some of the green improvements to this property, I'd like to give thanks, and I'd like for all of us to give a round of applause to an individual whose work allowed for this day to happen. Along with Roz Clemens, this individual put in countless hours making sure this project was delivered in a successful fashion. So I'd like for all of us to give Mark Goff, our construction manager, a round of applause. He's probably somewhere inspecting something in the house just to make sure that it's up to code. But Mark, I really appreciate the hard work and time and effort that you personally dedicated to this property. So on behalf of the Board of Directors and the staff of the Redevelopment Authority, our Chair, Monty Cooper, our Vice Chair, Chris Aragana, I'd like to welcome you to the first of what we hope will be a series of successful green renovations in Prince George's County. This is the first building renovated as part of the Neighborhood Stabilization Program that utilizes the new green building standards and green renovation standards and design palette that have been developed specifically for this program. Oftentimes when the Redevelopment Authority is contemplating purchasing a foreclosed property, they are in very dire straits, and Marlene Drive falls into that category. But through the hard work of staff and our contractors, I'd like to give our contractors a round of applause for the work that they've done to finish this project. We take on the tough projects, the tough properties that oftentimes the private sector ignores because of the fact that they're cost prohibitive. And with the aid of funding from the Department of Housing and Urban Development, we're able to deliver quality projects like you see here before us today. Since we started this program a few years ago, the Redevelopment Authority has been able to renovate and sell 26 homes in Prince George's County, thus bringing the American dream home to 27 new families here in Prince George's County. Marlene Drive is a special case in the sense that it's the first using the green standards, as I mentioned. As you walk through the house, please take note of the restored hardwood floors, the high-efficiency furnace and air conditioning, and the high-efficient windows that you will see in the house. All this is done to reduce the homeowner's monthly utility costs, and we recently had the home certified as an Energy Star home, and what you will find is that this house is actually more energy efficient than a typical newly constructed house that you'll find on the market today. So this is better than brand new, Mr. Slocum, so hopefully you'll be proud of that as you and your wife move into the property. We also have Energy Star rated appliances, which are more energy efficient, water efficient, and you'll see those through the house, as well as fixtures that utilize less water than usual, or as typical as what you find in other construction. What I'd like to do now is ask Ms. Roz Clemens to come up, and she will introduce the project team, and we will stand and take a quick photo op for the ribbon cutting, and then Ms. Clemens and Mr. Goff will lead you through the property with tours afterwards. So with that, Ms. Clemens.
Thank you, everybody. I first want to thank our partner, the Slocums, because they have truly been a partner in every sense of the word. I mean, let's give them a big hand. When they won this won the house lottery in June, we were still working on the house. It wasn't ready, and they were patient every step of the way. This was a tough project for us, as Mr. Ways and Mr. Brown has said. It was our first green building pilot, and what that means is that when we started to do green, you hear green all the time, but it's not. It wasn't just a cliche for us. We wanted to do it correctly. We researched best practices. We reached out to HUD, and I like to thank Mr. Turner again. We asked for assistance. We spent actually weeks developing our guidelines, and after we developed our guidelines, we wanted to make sure that the guidelines were practical and that they worked. So we said, well, let's apply them to this pilot house. The house not only met our specifications, but it had to meet the Department of Energy specifications, and we had to have an independent consultant to actually evaluate and assess all of the green items that were done on this house. And at this time, I would like to introduce Janice Romanowski, who is she's the big stick on this project. She represents the Department of Energy. She represents Energy Star, and I like for her to really briefly talk about what we have achieved on this house, and then after that we'll cut the ribbon and lead you through the house and talk about some of the in more detail the improvements that were made.
Hello. Thank you very much for inviting me here today. It's a pleasure to be back. I was raised in Prince George's County, so it's quite a privilege to be back here working in the county again. The Energy Star program basically is driven by a particular metric, which is always evaluating the project you're working on compared to a code-built home. So a code-built home has a rating of 100, and what we're always trying to do is to bring that number down and down and down, because a 0 would represent a net zero energy home. So if we have 100 that's a code-built home and a 0 as a net zero home, anything closer to 0 is better for us. I only have to say that because I need to explain to you how far this project has come. When we first did the initial rating on this house, we were at 125, so we were 25% in the wrong direction in terms of energy efficiency in this home compared to a newly built home. But when we finished, after all the hard work that went into this house, our rating now is a 66, which means the house is going to perform 34% more efficiently than a code-built home. A brand new code-built home of identical size and shape would have bills that would be much, much higher than this home. In this case, about double. So this home is going to save the homeowners a tremendous amount of money over the life of the home. Approximately $1,000 a year is what that anticipated savings will be, and who wouldn't want to spend that in some other way than giving it to your local utility. So it's, in the terms of affordable housing, it's not just the cost of the home that makes it affordable, but it's also incredibly important to make the home affordable on the long term as well. I can't say enough about how hard this team has worked to take this very difficult project from its pre-renovation state to where it is now. The work has been tremendous. The finishes are beautiful. I personally get a lot more excited about what's under the hood and behind the walls, but we can tell you more about that on the tour. So thank you very much for inviting me here today, and I would be happy to answer any geeky types of questions you might have. Thank you.
Now we'll cut the ribbon and then do a tour.
Can we get you guys to turn around for us, please? Can we get you guys to turn around this way for us? All right, guys, we're looking this way for me. Everyone turn and look this way for me. Thank you. We're going to hold that for one more, please, if you would. And keep holding those spots for me, guys, if you would. All right, let's cut a ribbon, guys. Let's go for it.
Give me a quick second to reconfigure since it's a post shot. Hang on, fellas. There we go. Are you cutting that thing already?
Wait, we can't see. You can't see it here.
All right, everyone, look this way for us. Big smiles. There we go.
Very good.
All right.
Good work. Good work. Thank you so much.
Person?
Yes.
So we'll follow you.
This is a prototype of what we're going to see in houses we're doing in Suitland. This is what affordable housing looks like in Prince George's County. So this is great. I'm sure for the Slocum family, they're really pleased to have this beautiful home, energy efficient, and all the modern things that go into it. Just the tours, you saw the tour we went on. Just a great job by the housing department. So we're very pleased with this.
We are as well.
Say Mr. Slocum, please.
We're going to get to know Mr. Slocum a little better, but characterize how you think that this program impacts neighborhoods like this one and individuals like the Slocum's family.
Well, this is really part of what, when we talk about transforming neighborhoods initiative throughout Prince George's County and going into our 6 targeted areas, places like we're in now in Lanham, places like Suitland, and throughout the county, is doing the type of quality housing that you see here. Taking a property that's been sitting vacant for too long, coming in and we were just going through what they did to renovate this house, gutting it, putting in, making it energy efficient, and then making this part of what the neighborhood wants. So this is really a emphasis on stabilizing our neighborhoods and transforming them into the kind of communities that we want here in Prince George's County, and giving people the opportunity to move in here on affordable housing. This is what affordable housing looks like.
It's been a long time coming. I know this program has been around through a couple of administrations, and there's a lot of money in this program to do additional things. Is that the case? Have I got that right?
You have it right, and we're so pleased that the U.S. Department of Housing and Community Development are partnering with us. FHA is partnering with us. This shows you what can go on in Prince George's County, but really can go on throughout the nation. And for us, as one of those areas that's leading in foreclosure, this is how we're going to turn that around.